The tragedy of Soyuz 1 is a poignant chapter in the history of space exploration, highlighting both human bravery and the risks of political ambition during the Cold War. On April 23, 1967, Soviet cosmonaut Vladimir Mikhailovich Komarov boarded the Soyuz 1 spacecraft for what would be a doomed mission. His death not only exposed the flaws in the Soviet space program but also underscored the sacrifices made by early space pioneers. The 1960s were defined by the intense rivalry between the Soviet Union and the United States to achieve dominance in space exploration. Following the Soviet successes of launching Sputnik in 1957 and Yuri Gagarin's historic flight in 1961, the Americans began narrowing the gap with the Gemini program and preparations for the Apollo lunar landings. To maintain its lead, the Soviet Union accelerated its plans to develop a new generation of spacecraft, the Soyuz series. The Soyuz program aimed to pave the way for more complex missions, including lunar expeditions. Soyuz 1 was intended as a crucial test flight for this advanced spacecraft. Soyuz 1 would launch with Komarov aboard, followed by Soyuz 2 the next day, carrying 3 additional cosmonauts. The 2 spacecraft were supposed to dock in orbit, allowing crew members to perform an unprecedented mid-space transfer. Success would demonstrate Soviet superiority and mark another major milestone. Vladimir Komarov was an experienced pilot and cosmonaut, having flown on the Voskhod 1 mission in 1964. Known for his professionalism and technical expertise, Komarov was a natural choice to command Soyuz 1. However, the backup cosmonaut for the mission was none other than Yuri Gagarin, the first human in space. Komarov and Gagarin shared a close friendship. It is widely believed that Komarov knew the Soyuz 1 mission was fraught with danger due to unresolved technical issues. Despite this, he chose to proceed, reportedly saying he could not let Gagarin, a national hero, risk his life on such a precarious mission. From the outset, the Soyuz 1 spacecraft faced significant challenges. Engineers had identified over 200 design flaws during pre-launch testing. Among these were problems with the spacecraft's electrical systems, attitude control mechanisms, and parachute deployment system. Several engineers and technicians advised postponing the launch to address these issues. However, the Soviet leadership, under immense political pressure to deliver a victory in the space race, overruled these concerns. The 50th anniversary of the October Revolution was approaching, and a successful mission would bolster Soviet prestige. Despite private reservations, Komarov accepted his role, fully aware of the risks. Soyuz 1 launched on April 23, 1967, from the Baikonur Cosmodrome. Problems arose almost immediately after liftoff. One of the spacecraft's solar panels failed to deploy, severely reducing power availability. This caused cascading failures in the electrical and guidance systems. Komarov struggled to stabilize the spacecraft, as the attitude control system malfunctioned. Communication with ground control was intermittent, further complicating the situation. Attempts to rectify the issues remotely proved unsuccessful. By the time Soyuz 1 completed its first orbit, it was evident that the planned docking with Soyuz 2 was impossible. On the ground, the Soviet space program faced a crisis. The Soyuz 2 launch was cancelled, and Komarov was instructed to abort the mission and prepare for an emergency re-entry. After 18 orbits and nearly 26 hours in space, Soyuz 1 began its descent on April 24, 1967. During re-entry, Komarov remained calm and professional, following procedures to the letter. Tragically, the spacecraft's descent module experienced a catastrophic failure in its parachute system. The primary parachute failed to deploy, and the backup chute became entangled. This left the descent module hurtling toward Earth at an uncontrollable speed. The spacecraft crashed near the city of Orenburg in the Soviet Union, striking the ground at an estimated 40 meters per second, 144 kilometers per hour. The impact was devastating, and Komarov was killed instantly. The aftermath of the Soyuz 1 tragedy sent shockwaves through the Soviet space program. Vladimir Komarov became the first human to die during a space mission, highlighting the dangers of pushing the boundaries of human exploration without adequate safety measures. An investigation revealed that many of the spacecraft's flaws were known prior to launch but were ignored due to political pressure. The tragedy forced the Soviet Union to undertake a comprehensive redesign of the Soyuz spacecraft, delaying subsequent missions for over 18 months. Komarov's sacrifice is remembered as a testament to his bravery and commitment to advancing humanity's understanding of space. His death profoundly affected his colleagues, including Yuri Gagarin, who had advocated delaying the mission. Gagarin reportedly became increasingly critical of the Soviet space program's leadership and safety protocols after the tragedy. Komarov was posthumously honored with numerous awards, and his name has been memorialized in monuments and dedications across the world. The Soyuz program, though born of tragedy, eventually became one of the most reliable and enduring spacecraft systems, playing a vital role in space exploration to this day. The story of Soyuz 1 remains a somber reminder of the sacrifices made during the early days of space exploration and the costs of prioritizing ambition over safety. Komarov's courage and humanity continue to inspire future generations of explorers.